All right. I like how like Mira's like, hi sir. Then she goes like, fine. Our conversation ends there. Hello, Adam. How are you? Everyone can hear me fine? How's the audio quality? Is there noise in the background? Too loud, too low? I don't know. I can't test this. Audio is fine. Hi, Noor. Hello. Miral, again, fine. Okay, all right. Okay. Do you guys think I pick on you guys a lot? It is a one-sided thing. I do pick on you guys a lot? Okay, fine. Can't argue there, I guess. Cannot argue there. Let me just work on with my iPad. I got a message. Oh, I forgot to keep my phone with me. Oh no, I have my phone. I'll need it because calculator. We'll have a few more questions. So you guys know what we're doing. My first day on noon, I had like 2 or 3 classes. Like last time we were doing it. I just solved a few questions. Let's see. Excited? I'm excited. Okay, now let us start. How's YouTube doing? Let me just. Hello, Iron Man. Iron Man. When will there be a live for AS? I feel sorry, but like I don't think there will be a live for AS. You used to attend my live classes on YouTube. That's awesome. Awesome, possum. You know how people say like easy peasy Japanesey lemon squeezy? There's like a other thing for like stressed. If you're stressed, like it's stressed, depressed, and something. I want to use it, but like like yeah, the stress thing. Adama, you. Oh, I forgot. This is very responsive, not like YouTube, which has a delay. So I think you guys can talk to me a little faster, right? Oops. Okay. Shall we start? Let's go with the first question. Let's see if we can do it. I should use my mouse a lot more. Hey, I like. Oh, I stopped reading. Iron Man, I remember you. Iron Man. Revise all the topics? Zenera for what? O levels? Revise all of them? All those videos are there. All those videos are there. All those videos. I'm gonna like I think hello Abdul Ghani. I'm gonna guess like 30 minutes in, I'm gonna have a huge accident. It's a little finicky. If it happens, I'll try to join in again. Just letting you guys know. This is for O levels. We're focusing on O levels right now. This is specifically for O levels. Mr. Massam, how are you? Did you guys get my schedule on Tribe? I'll also post that on noon as well. Okay, question. Powdered calcium carbonate. I'll use my mouse. Powdered calcium carbonate reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce calcium chloride. Water and carbon dioxide. It's essentially telling us what's going on. What is the correct ionic equation? Let's try that. Okay. Some people are talking. Okay, I need to move the comment somewhere else because it's blocking my view for... Okay, where can I move it? I have to move it off screen. Okay, yeah. So, ionic equation includes state symbols for this reaction. Now, I was a little confused with this question, but I think state symbol is actually giving you a hint, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. Let's do this question. What do you guys... Isn't it D? Isn't it D? Isn't it D? Okay. What's wrong with A? Why is A? Like, obviously, the issue with A is it's not ionic. It's not an ionic equation. Not, wow, ionic. Right? B, what's wrong with B? B and C have a similar issue. B, if I'm taking a closer look, is what? What's wrong with B? What do you guys think? I'm trying to read B a bit closer. I think it's not balanced properly. Oh, maybe it is. It is. But what's wrong with B and C? C is a spectator ion, so it should be cancelled. You guys say that? Yeah. One issue is that carbonates are not soluble. So you won't have aqueous calcium or aqueous carbonate ions present. And that's true for both B and C. Right? So the true hint of the question is not just ionic equation, but state symbols as well. State symbols, probably not the best question, and a lot of questions over here, I think they're not the best questions, honestly. But over here, the main issue is not that which is the ionic equation, but which has the correct state symbols representing in the equation. So you'll never have an aqueous calcium ion if it's a carbonate ion, right? Carbonates are not soluble. So the only best equation, still not ideal, I feel, but the best equation is D. It goes on YouTube. Sir, are the past paper recordings available on the app? They will be. And they also go live on YouTube. Am I missing some on both Known and YouTube? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Does this make sense? So the answer is D. I really like this color. I'm glad they have it here as well. Right? Are you not entertained? What do you guys think? D? Everyone's happy with D? Shall I move on? Focus is state symbols. Yes, you say. Khushal says yes. Oh, moles. Now the issue with this question is I have to do a bit of math, and it's just, like I'll try to do it. Let's see how it works out. But you guys start. I'll give you a head start. Meanwhile, I'll rewrite the equation down. I don't want to use this to maneuver. It's a little too sensitive. Okay. I'm just writing my equation. You guys solve it to the best of your ability. There are two concepts being discussed over here. One is just like, moles. And moles of gas especially. And the other is limiting factor. Why is this happening? No. Okay. Wow. O2 gives me 2SO3. Okay. We might have... Okay. People say it's D. Okay. How many people are there? Hey, I have 4.29 rating on Noon. That's the last rating. I get it. Can I check how many people I have? What does this do? Teams. We have. Oh, I can make teams and ask. Oh, that's pretty cool. We can do that. We can. Let me check. On Mega. What? Park Standard AS live every day 7 p.m. PST. You saw me yesterday. Where? You saw me yesterday? What are you talking about, Iron? Hello, Danish. Okay. What do you guys think is the answer? Do you guys also understand some will share answers and some will be like, no, sir, moles, I hate, no. And explain it to us. What is moles? I'm not obviously going to teach everything about moles, but I will talk about what? Limiting factors. What is a limiting factor? Limiting factor. What is limiting factor? Do you guys know what that is? 26 people. How can you tell? Why can't I tell? That's probably written somewhere. The substance that stops the reaction. And that's a little too fancy way of looking at it. Limiting factor, you can see that. But let me go to my prime example, and all my previous students will roll their eyes. Can you stop talking about chai? Isn't that right? Mesam, Miral, Ainur. I'm pretty sure you guys are rolling your eyes, right? But let me just discuss it anyway. Something that causes a visible change in the reaction? Which limits it. Danish, yeah, essentially. And the idea is, sir, good sir, the idea is, if you have a reaction, let's think of the most simplest equation we can. Hydrogen reacting with oxygen to produce water. Right? I wish I could do an Australian accent. Right? These are reacting. Actually, let's just take this and make it a little bit more simpler. By simple, I mean put a 2 here, put a 1 here, and put a 2 here. That's how they're reacting. Sorry for my zeros or O's. They're just coming out a little weird than normal. Anyway, so they're reacting in the ratio 2:1, right? Now, let's say I have 10 molecules or 10 moles of this and 10 moles of this. One of these will react all the way and the other one will not react all the way. And how can we tell? Honestly, with numbers, my mathematics skills are equivalent to a 6th grader, and I get confused with numbers very easily. And what happens is I'll get confused if I try to do it some other way aside from this. What I do is I make like a small line in the middle whenever I'm doing this, like just separate it, right? Like even mentally, if I separate it, that's fine. I don't have to actually make a line. I'll say if I have, let's consider this 10. If I have 10 moles or molecules of this, the ratio tells me they're reacting in the ratio 2:1. And I'll need 5 moles of oxygen. Do I have 5 moles of oxygen? Yes, I do. So that means this is going to react fully and this will be left in excess. So this will run out before this. So this is, in this equation, this is my limiting factor. I'll just write LF for short. This is my limiting factor. Look at my yes, it's so cute. It's like bichara. Looks like a 3-year-old. Yes. Oxygen is limiting? Did I do this wrong? Huh? I have a feeling oxygen is not limiting. Oxygen is in excess. Hydrogen, I feel strongly, is limiting. And can I repeat? Why not? I shall repeat. Why am I so excited? I swear I was not this excited before starting the class. Okay. I will repeat one more time. Right? And what I'm trying to say is, think about this. Or let me repeat this one more time and give you a more relatable example. Okay? Okay. Okay? Okay. Right. What was I saying? I forgot. Okay. So this is a question. I don't know if you can see my pointer, people on Noon. I hope you can see this. But I'll underline it anyway. Okay, it's not letting me underline it. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I have 10 moles of each, hydrogen and oxygen. I want to figure out what the limiting factor is. And this is how you essentially do it. Because if you do it, like if you're smart enough, you can do it. But I personally get confused when there's a lot of numbers thrown around. I know my weakness, which is like I don't want to do a lot of mental math. That's my weakness. Now, you can understand you can either try to overcome your weakness if you're in that boat, if you're similar to me, or you could try to get around it in a smart way. Why do we have pens and papers when we're giving exams? To do exactly this. And my idea is, so let's assume I'll make a line and I'll say, let's say I don't know what this much is. I'll only consider the moles of hydrogen I have. मेरे पास 10 moles of hydrogen hai, right? And I'll ask, I won't look at this. No. I'll say, how much oxygen do I require that will react with all 10 moles of hydrogen. How much? The ratio is 2:1. So every 2 moles, I require 1 mole. For every 10, I'll require 5. Right? This is my, if you see your chemical equation as a recipe, I've told a lot of people this. If you're following on YouTube, you know this, right? You figured out, hey, this is how much I need if I have this much of hydrogen present. Do I have this much of oxygen present? Yes, I do, and more. So obviously this is running out, because 10 में से 10 use कर लिया ना मैंने. This all ran out, but I still have oxygen left. So this is my limiting factor. I can't make more than, I can't use up more oxygen because this is the amount of oxygen being used. And at most, I will only be able to figure out, like I can only make 10 moles of, or 10 molecules of water, depending on what example you understood the first time. Take it. And the issue over here is, if I use the 10 from over here, I could, in my calculation, end up with 20 moles of water produced. And that would be wrong, because if you take a closer look at over here, you'll realize that hydrogen is your limiting reagent. It'll run out first. And here's another example for those who get, people who get confused, because the idea I feel is very simple. Let's say you have bread with you. You have bread. This is bread to me. I was born an artist. Haters gonna hate. And this is like meat, like a kebab that goes into the thing for me to make a sandwich. And over here, I'll make a sandwich. Yum, yum. Okay, my hand is hurting so much. I'm just gonna, that's my sandwich. that's my sandwich, man. That's my sandwich. It's my sandwich. What is it? It's my sandwich. Right? And if you want to make a sandwich, you realize you need 2 slices of bread and 1 kebab. Nice bed, I know, it looks like a bed. Right? Anyway, you need 1 kebab or 1 pate and 2 slices, right? To make 1 sandwich. Obviously, 1 goes at the bottom, 1 goes at the top, right? Okay, fine. Let's say you have 10 kebabs and 10 slices. How many sandwiches can you make? And you realize the ratio for 2 to 1 to 1, that's your ratio, right? That's your recipe, what it's telling you. So either you can just use common sense and figure it out, and a lot of people do that, but when the numbers are weird, people find it more and more challenging. And I do the same, like I get challenged with these things very easily. So what I say is, let's ignore this like we did with hydrogen and oxygen. If I have 10 slices of, 10 double roti slices, how many kebabs will I need? Well, the ratio is 2 to 1. So I'll need 5. And will I be able to use, do I have 5 in my actual supply? What's given to me? Yes, I have much more than 5, right? So I'll run out of double rotis way before I'll run out of kebabs or patties. Anyone who's not Pakistani or like is foreign, now you know what a slice of bread is called in Urdu. Double roti. Right? And this is the value you'll use to figure out how many sandwiches you'll make. And you'll be able to understand you'll make 5 sandwiches if you have 10 slices of bread and 10 kebabs. Kebab is limiting? Why? No, kebab is not limiting. What's wrong with you? Why, Abdul Adam? We have kebabs left. Bread is limited. Thank you, Danish. Thank you. Right? It's not always a lower number, right? Doesn't have to be the lower number. Like over here, it doesn't have to be the lower number. Think about it this way. If you have 1 and you have 20 million, okay, 2 lakhs. How many sandwiches can you make? 1. And if you have 1 of this and 22 lakhs of this, right? I just realized to say 2 lakhs is more difficult than saying 20 million. 20 million is easier to say, but writing 2 lakhs is way easier than writing 2 million. So funny. I'm hungry as well. I'm so famished, man. If you guys ever see me and if you guys get A stars because of me, right? Please buy me food there and then. I'll never say no to a good sandwich. I like a burger. Sandwiches, no one sells good sandwiches. They're just burgers. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is if you have 1 slice of bread and, well, let's go with 2 because you can't have it with 1, right? If you have 2, then you can only make 1 sandwich because 2 slices will allow you to make only 1 sandwich. And that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, understand now? Miral says sure. Sure on what? Okay, let's go back to our question now. I think we spent a lot of time talking about limiting. Okay, you guys do this now. I give you 2 minutes. Figure out what the limiting factor is. The other thing you have to realize is we're talking about volume. With volume, what you are able to do is you don't have to convert anything into moles. And if you're gonna ask why, I think you shouldn't be attending a past paper session. You should be revising moles first, then coming here. Limiting factor, I understood, like there aren't too many questions, so we'll revise, but come on. Can't do everything in one past paper session, can we? Do you guys have voice impersonation request? I feel the need to do voice impressions. Feel the need? Do you guys know the movie reference? I feel the need for speed. It's from a movie. Has anyone seen it? What is the answer? Danish says nope. Oh, you don't know the movie? Fair enough. Who knows this movie? I feel the need for speed. Does anyone know Tom Cruise? Or is he too old now? Miral knows Tom Cruise? Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yep. Okay, shall I do this question or you guys want to take a few more seconds to wrap it up? From Top Gun, yes. Liban, if I'm saying your name right, is a person of culture, man of culture, I think. If I can't see your picture too clearly because my monitor is too tiny. From Top Gun. Good movie. I like it. Good songs as well in the movie. Good songs. You think it's a B? I think you are right. Yeah. Anyone confused with this question? Anyone not getting it? Okay. This is how I do it. First, I write the ratios down. What color do I have selected? Inconsequential. The ratio is 2 to 1. That's what the equation is telling me. They react in this ratio. I have 3 decimeter cube. Wait. I have 3 decimeter cube and 2 decimeter cube of this. So that's what my supply is, or what's given to me. What's the most amount of sulfur dioxide? Are they asking for, yeah, which volume of sulfur dioxide? What's the most sulfur dioxide can I find? Oh. So essentially it's a sandwich question. You have a certain amount of kebabs, you have a certain amount of double rotis. How can you figure out the most number of sandwiches you can make? And it's easy for sandwiches because I was using it for an example. Even when it comes to cooking, if you've ever cooked something, like it gets very tricky very quickly. Oh, well, back to here. Okay, so I'll just draw a line and I'll say if I have 3 decimeter cube of this, how much will I need over here? Well, the ratio is 2 to 1. It's 1.5. Do I have 1.5? Yes, I do. So this is my limiting factor, right? This ran out before oxygen did. So I'll use this to figure out how much sulfur trioxide I can make, because this will run out first and everything oxygen I have, after it stops reaction, after it runs out, all that oxygen is in excess. It won't react. It'll just sit there, right? Can you guys hear my tummy rumble? Because I am not kidding. I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry. Okay. Top number 1 complaints for Abul Fazl on Noon Academy. He keeps talking about food. The ratio is 2 to 2. In other words, the ratio is 1 to 1. So you'll also end up producing 3 decimeter cube. And the answer is B. And if you don't know how I got 3 decimeter cube without converting it into moles, well, I don't think that should be a question right now. You don't have to calculate moles. Colorful screen? You don't have to calculate moles. That's the beauty of gases and volumes, man. That's a true beauty. Uruj, did you get it? Uruj Afridi, did you get it? Any chance you're related to the cricketer? We had to first figure out, Abdul Ghani, what if oxygen was the limiting factor? Oh, what happened here? Nice. I called it. Accident 30 minutes in. What time is it? 8:28. Oh, that's almost 30 minutes. Okay, sorry. Are you guys there? Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay, like why can't I just, like you have to figure out the limit. The idea of limiting factor is just to figure out, sorry, like what's wrong with this, like whatever, just like I think people on YouTube can see my struggle. Nice. Okay, the idea is, should we use the moles from sulfur dioxide? Oh, what? Oh, that was cool. Okay, should I use the moles from sulfur dioxide or oxygen? And that's what the limiting factor tells us. We did end up using this, but try like 5 limiting reagent questions and you'll realize why can't we just do it directly. Okay, let's move on. Enough time on moles, but I think there's another more question right after this. मैंने बोला था एक और moles का question आएगा, तुम लोगों ने माना नहीं मेरी बात. That's my Shah Rukh Khan impression. It's not really, I'm just being Bollywood. A sample of magnesium hydroxide, MgOH twice, is made by adding an excess of aqueous sodium hydroxide, which is what? Let's get some color out. Let's try this one. This looks red. Sodium hydroxide is किसके NaOH. To aqueous solution containing 1.2 grams of magnesium sulfate. The mass of magnesium hydroxide formed is 0.26 grams. What is the percentage yield of magnesium hydroxide? Hello, Mama. How are you? Hello. How are you? Sir, when you did the P4 what? Guys, again, we will not do online sessions on YouTube. They're already going on. They're only O level is free. Sorry to say. I'm doing all right, Omama. Just doing some moles. Care to join us? We won't be doing A level on YouTube. Sorry to say, ISI. Please don't kidnap me. What's the count? How many students do we have? Do I have? I guess people probably left because Sir Blal is a better teacher and, you know, they like him more than me. But I do generally feel like, hey, there are less kids. But it just could be, hey, Tuesday. I need food. Okay, shall I do this? What's the answer? I think people normally spam their answer when they are ready. Let me just check some things. What's this? All-Star, what's this? Question book? I don't know. The answer is C. I think you were right. Omama's getting C as well. This is a very straightforward question. Once you write it down, you're like, oh, they're not asking for anything. So essentially, the whole idea talk about nitrogen, sodium hydroxide is not relevant. What they want to talk about is you have what? The excess solution containing, okay, excess, right? Sorry, excess over here. Excess sodium hydroxide. So it doesn't really matter. What's essentially is going on is you have certain amount of MgS. Okay. Okay. Magnesium sulfate is turning into magnesium hydroxide. And I don't need the full equation for this. Why not? Because they're reacting in the ratio 1:1. How do I know that? Why doesn't someone tell me? How do I know that? Why am I so confident that they're reacting in that ratio? So they're reacting in the ratio 1:1. And the mass initially present of magnesium sulfate is 1.2 grams, right? And you want to figure out how much mass will you produce? And that's my moles question. So it turns out the MR for this is 120. Someone correct me if it's not true. And that gives me moles as 0.01. So you'll also end up producing 0.01 moles of magnesium hydroxide, right? Now, what is the, what do you call it? What is the mass of this much of sodium hydroxide? Oh, magnesium hydroxide? Well, that's just moles times the MR. What is the MR of magnesium hydroxide? The MR is, I don't know. I pick up my calculator. Mg is 24. I think some people are telling me what it is. I'll just calculate it anyway. 24, what? 24 plus 16 plus 16 plus 2. 58. So if the MR is 58, these calculations are very straightforward because it's 58, right? So the mass is going to be, let's cut this out. So the mass is going to be 5.8, right? And we're almost done. So this was the amount you were meant to make, grams. This was the amount you were meant to make. What was, decreed? A matter decreed, right? But you ended up getting this much. So they're asking, what is your yield? What is your percentage yield? So let's just make a line here and figure out the percentage yield. It's what I got over my expected. What I got was 0.26. Did I make a mistake? I think this is 0.58. Sorry, I didn't calculate it. And this is why you always should use a calculator. Oh well. Yeah, 0.58. Thank you. So 0.26 divided by, that's what I got, divided by my expected. My expected was 0.58, and that looks very close to 50, but slightly less. So I know my answer is C, because that's close to 50 but less, times 100, right? And that does indeed come out to 44.8 something. Are we not entertained? Are we not learning? Does this make sense? I think I'm just trying to be a little more entertaining because straightforward, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's my favorite emoji. Yep. Actual, like, it's what we got over what we expected. Another way of looking at this is, like, I'm not the guy who likes to remember formulas. Can we ever get a value? Like, you guys can understand my yield will never be higher than 100%, right? Obviously, because how can you have more than, the ingredients itself, what the ingredients are telling you, right? And so you'll never have a case where the denominator is larger than the numerator, essentially, right? So the numerator will not have the smaller value, but, well, yeah, it will have the smaller value. Yeah, essentially, that's what I'm saying. And this red looks really good, by the way. So that's one way of doing it. Why is there a tiny screen on my screen? Oh, okay. Okay, but no questions? No one's... Am I going too slow? Should I pick up speed? We did 3 questions in. Oh, this is my favorite question. You try doing this. I'm sure most people will get the right answer. Then I'll show you a way of doing this. And you will be like, so this is a much better way of doing it. Or I like to think so. I am like, my ego is there. Yes, I know. I also explained this very well. Oh, you guys know exactly what to do. Can you guys tell me what you have to do? Or like, how would I want you guys to solve this question? Miral. What about you, Mesam? Noor, if you've seen that. And other people? Who else is from my class? Umama, I think, was not too frequent. For a while. Or maybe, no, I think Umama was like online. By the way, these are the hardest questions you have for June paper 1-2. I think we did all MCQs when we were doing it. We divided by the MR. Oh, yes. Yes. That's what we do. But the idea is like, yeah, you're right. We divide all values by the MR. That's what Miral is saying for people who are trying to figure it out. But mass, there's no mass. Dun, dun, dun. There's no mass. There's no mass. Ainur. What will we do now? There's no mass. What will we do? Energy over MR. Yeah. Yeah. Why do we do energy over MR? Can someone explain? And I will tell you. You don't need to explain. Because this is the energy given out kilojoule per mole. Right? What is a mole really? I mean, if we think about it, right? If you have a mass equal to your MR, that means your mole value, that means your mole value needs to be what? 1, right? If your mole is 1, your MR is equal to your mass, and that's essentially the definition, what mole means, or like what the idea for moles is. So if I say MR, hata diya maine, and if I turn it into gram, and this is the energy given out, this is all true. If I have 78 grams of benzene, it will indeed give me 3,270 kilojoules of energy. Does that make sense to people? I hope it does. It's not too complicated. So I can just use this as mass. So they're asking what's for 1 gram. So what I'll do is I'll divide all my enthalpy values, with essentially my MR values, which are also my mass values in this particular case. So what are these values coming out? I have them written down. I believe you have, the first value is 41.9. The second value is 40. Wow, look at that 4. That 4 got bullied. 50. I feel that's a mean thing to say to a number. A? Isn't it 50? Oh, okay. It's the least energy. So yeah, you guys are right. Is A. You guys are right. It's A. Look at that. Day by day, my handwriting is improving. Any issues with this question? You may ask. Okay. Moles, so I think we've done so much moles. You guys are like, moles is easy now. I eat moles for breakfast. Mama, do you say that every morning? Yes, Omer, you may ask your question. Oh no, okay. I don't say that either. It's just funny. It's like lol, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, all right. So it's like, I feel embarrassed towards the mama because, like, you know, what am I talking about, man? Like moles for breakfast. Mass and over MR will be annihilated. Part of every nutritious meal. And that's the tagline. Mass over MR. Part of every nutritious meal. Sir, answer me, please. P2, I think they were having a meeting today. I think there's no official. Cambridge hasn't really said anything. I think they postponed it. Then there was all of the sudden people started talking about P2 is like, no, there's no P2 anymore. And I haven't seen it. So I'll just hold, I'll check news today. I was working all day, so I didn't check the news. So I'll check the news. I'll discuss it with other teachers. I'll discuss what the schools are saying. I'll try to figure out what the source is, because otherwise I don't think I've gotten any word. But if they're cancelled, they're cancelled. And if they're not cancelled, they're not cancelled. Can I just add this? Sons and daughters of O-level students, or like not O-level students. Oh, where did it go? Oh, where'd it go? How, what? Yeah, okay, add. Yes. Thank you for this. Abdul Ghani, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Amol. Yes, why not? If there are people who want to study, we will have it. And of course, there will be people who have to study. We'll definitely do it. We're solving past papers. Naman, what's the answer for this? B, A, B, A, B, A. Why not both? Can we have two answers? It is a multiple choice, so multiple choices needs to be allowed, right? Am I the only one? Am I the only one who thinks like that? Fair enough. Laban says fair enough to my mole, my naked blind mole. Has anyone seen Kim Possible? Is that a thing? Or am I too old? Am I a boomer in referencing Kim Possible? Okay, let's do this question. What am I talking about? Oh, Sir Bilal has a class at 9. Oh, okay. Graph, which experiment? So there are two experiments, 1 and 2. The graph for 1 is labeled 1 and the graph for 2 is labeled 2. Graph 1 results are obtained at a higher temperature. Is that true? Well, why not? Because it's clearly a faster clearly a faster reaction because it's steeper. It's like producing more volume than the second reaction, right? Sorry, not that line. That line isn't telling us anything. If I make a line here, this is producing more volume than the volume over here at the same time, right? So this is true. Why not? All are true. Cambridge never lies. They always speak the truth. It is always, yeah, all are true. Graph 1 results are obtained by using hydrochloric acid that is more concentrated. Yes. Higher concentration means there are more acid particles in the solution and more gas is given out. Higher concentration doesn't mean, note, they're saying, I guess they're not saying it, reaction. Number of moles of hydrochloric acid. By the way, how do you get hydrochloric acid to be more concentrated but keep the moles of the hydrochloric acid the same? How are they working this out? Even though this is true, someone tell me. Graph 1 results are obtained by using smaller pieces of magnesium. This is also true because higher surface area, more exposure, more contact of the magnesium, the reactant, to the other reactant, which is the acid, so the rate is faster. Remove water, have less water with the same moles of hydrochloric acid. Absolutely. And my signature A. Maybe I should go with mole for moles. Okay. Okay now. I actually disagree with the answer for this question. Rania, you asked me this question. I will answer your question. That looked weird for a minute. An experiment is carried out to measure the rate of reaction. Okay, why am I reading that? Bhai, if the reactant is more concentrated, Rania, will that reaction, how would that affect the rate? Do you also appreciate that rate 1 is faster than rate 2 or the rate of the second graph? Yeah, so this is true for graph 1. Graph 1 is using, or the experiment 1 for which the graph 1 is attributed to, I said 2 in a weird way. Higher concentration of hydrochloric acid could also explain why the rate is faster. Right? So all three of these statements can. Oh, okay, you get it? Okay. Ammonia is manufactured. No one gave me an accent. Miral, I'm looking at you. Why have you not given me an accent to do? But I'll read this question out in a depressed voice. Ammonia is manufactured by the Haber's process. For this reaction, which rows give true statements together with a correct reason? Statements and reasons. Let's figure this out real quick. Mama says A. Why will they remove water? I was just asking a question. They were answering my question to remove water to increase the concentration without changing the moles of something. Spinach? What's spinach? Glow pen. There's no glow pen. Not on noon. I was kind of ignoring YouTube comments. Sorry. This is O levels. Everyone thinks it's A. Wow. Okay. I'm surprised everyone is saying A. Actually, I'm not too surprised on second thought. Because I feel this reason is incorrect. That's not why the formula, that's not the reason why you're using 1, 2, 3. It's because they react in a 1 to 3. It has nothing to do with the formula. It's a coincidence that both gases are diatomic. If they weren't the same type of gases like diatomic, monatomic, if they were different, the formula of ammonia would have nothing to do with it. right? I hope that makes sense. Statement 3 is wrong. The temperature is used at approximately 450, not for a higher yield, but for a higher rate of reaction. So that makes the reaction more efficient. Actually, increasing the temperature would decrease the yield because you're increasing it, right? You should actually want it cooler. But the reaction reaches equilibrium in too long of a time if and you produce less ammonia per time then, which was a very interesting fact I explained a few days ago. And I thought I was boring. Can you explain once again? Liban, what do you want me to explain? The entire question? No. Which part? Which statement do you disagree with? The entire question? No. Not the entire question. Come on. Isn't 4 correct? It's iron. Vanadium 5 oxide is used for contact process, sulfuric acids manufacturing. Know your catalysts, people. Okay. I'm not explaining all of them again. Come on. I am 30. I'm 30. I'm the hero we deserve, not the hero we need. But there was no video yesterday. Sir Bilal was taking a video yesterday. Why you guys say lol Ghani? 4 is correct. 4 is not correct. Arey Baba. Itna confusion. Even after I say iron. तुम लोग बहुत यार. Sir, where did he get the info? What do you mean? Were you guys making fun of me? I'm very sensitive to these things. Which uses of sulfuric acid are correct? No, were you guys making fun of me? Why were you guys discussing me yesterday? Tell me, Abdul Ghani. What? Everyone has the answer? Ready? 3. Wow, you guys are fast. Are we sure? Everyone knows this? We did this yesterday? Oh, it came again? All of these questions you guys did yesterday? Oh, yeah, it's just one repeated question. Okay, yeah, okay, fine. D. Fine. D. Okay, fine. Everyone knows. Okay. Chalo, good. Okay, so some questions repeat a lot. By the way, I think IGCSE has a lot of repeated questions. Going over the paper, like, Can we do this question without actually writing the equation? What do you guys think? How many of you people can do this without writing the equation for this? ये भी था. यार ये क्या बात हुई? Adam can't or won't? Okay, Sir Bilal has explained it. The answer is indeed C. I will not explain it because this recording is already available on YouTube. You can watch yesterday's class. This is live on which app? This is on Noon Acad. यार ये तो बहुत repeat हो रहा है इसका मायना. Okay, ये भी repeat हुआ है. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Is this also repeated? Because no. Okay, thank God. Guys, do you guys have a favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? I think a lot of A-level people will get this wrong, and I'm sorry to say that this is a question in O-levels. I'm very disappointed. I love Lord of the Rings. I love it. I have my meal, my dinner, I take a shower, and when I'm in bed, I put on Fellowship of the Ring music and I cry myself to sleep every night. Good Will Hunting. I like them apples. I like them apples. That's a nice movie. See? I think you guys know your stuff, man. I don't even need to do anything. Oh. C it is. Let me just double check it if it's C without checking it. Like, let me just check the answer for this. Is it C? What's the answer over here? Okay, what's this? Yeah, okay, I think it's C. Yeah, okay, makes sense. I don't have the answer with me. But yeah, C makes sense, so I'll skip over it. I think everyone's getting it. Okay, yeah, ye to bahut aasan hai. Everyone's gonna start. Sorry, explain please. Okay, let me explain. I'm sorry, I need to explain. I think some students get this faster. Those who were taking our classes earlier, hint. Why am I advertising this? I'm not getting paid for this. Okay, ethanol is actually CH3 CH2OH. I'm gonna slap someone. Who made this? Why can I write? Why is my handwriting so bad? Okay. If you oxidize it, and especially like, oxygen, was essentially happening is you're turning it from an alcohol to an acid, and the only acid this baijan can turn into is carboxylic acid. So the answer has to be A or C. So B is out. Why? Because it has one more carbon. So that's D. Right? And what is the catalyst used over here? None for my O-level friends. There's no catalyst. What's the catalyst over here? What is the catalyst over here? Oh, look at that. Not too bad. Yeast. Okay. What's wrong with me? Abdul Ghani, why haven't you answered? Tell me. Why did you find out I was 30 yesterday? Have we done this? I think KMNO4 is the oxidizer. Can you call it? It doesn't take part in the reaction. No, it does take part in the reaction. It gets used up. We don't show it, but KMNO4 does get used up. It turns into MnO2 because the color change, right? KMNO4 is purple to begin with, then turns colorless after the reaction has taken place. So that means it got used up. A catalyst does not get used up, so if KMNO4 was a catalyst, the solution would still be purple. Oh, acha, okay. Oh, that was anticlimactic. A and B and B and A. A is not even an ester. What? Who's saying A? Rana, why are you saying A? Rania? You have betrayed me. You have betrayed my trust. To death, Rania. I'm joking. Arey baba, A to jo hai na, it's a butanoic acid. Let's name all of these. Butanoic acid. I think cursor looks better over here. Okay. This is a name of an ester. How do I know? Ester names are always something I'll, then always something noate. है ना बच्चों? Right? And the I'll will always have the alcohol name. Alcohol. That's petition to change the spelling for alcohol to this, because that's the derpiest thing I've seen in my life. And the noate is always carboxylic acid. Right? So, how do I know which part in a molecule, which part is the acid part? This is clearly, just the acid, because it's just a COOH. There is nothing, I'm not going to answer this. But how do we know if this is, which part of this ester is an acid, which part is an alcohol? Well, I identify my carbon with the oxygen double bonded to it, this one, and also the oxygen which is single bonded to it, this one. And I cut at the ester link between the oxygen and the carbon, because that's where they joined. So the COO wala part is obviously the acid, and the rest is the alcohol part. So what alcohol could be on the left? Looks like propyl to me, propanol to me, so it has to be, this name of this ester is propyl. And this is one carbon acid, so it has to be meta. No comments. Methanoic acid, whatever. I'm gonna write it. C is indeed ethyl ethanoate because there are 2 carbons each, so it's eth. Ethyl, ethan O8, and I cut this, and this is the ulta. This is methyl propanoate. Yeah, look at my signature. That's my signature. I sign my name as propanoate. It's okay. We're done with questions. Not a bad time. Clear? I think we did a few questions, not too many. Maybe we'll start doing 2 papers a day because I'm just trying to get used to the platform. Maybe like next week we'll do twice as many. But we have so much time, man. We have so much time. You have no idea. We have so much time. We are doing it the 6 days a week, starting at 8 p.m. every day. All days excluding Sundays. He has his class now. I'm going to end it. I wonder if he's using eCam. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Hope you had fun. 5-star rating दीजिएगा. Please like my video. Please like all our videos and comment. Guys, comment in our videos. And stop talking about A-levels on our O-level videos. Just sorry, but like, come on. Azam's like, no. Allah Hafiz. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. How do I end this? I don't know how to end it. Should I just exit? Okay. Exit class. Hey, pretty good. Bye, YouTube. See you guys. How do I end YouTube? I don't know how to end YouTube. Bye, guys. I hope you had fun. I think it was more entertaining for people taking A-levels. But bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.